rejoicing once again into our home. He may send you, may He guide you through the wilderness, protect you through the storm. May He bring you home rejoicing at the wonders He has shown you. May He bring you home rejoicing once again into our
Yes, she is. She's working. Oh, I haven't seen her. She's in Solar.
So I know you're all here because you love and appreciate and support Debbie and Richard. So in a way, I'm not going to say anything that you don't feel, and I won't say anything that you feel and would want to say. But not to say something would just not be right. So I'm going to start with a slightly funny story. It was a conversation between me and Tim. And Sandra and Dave were moving on. And I said to Tim, oh, are there many people who want to live in cramped, not very good accommodation and not get paid very much and work very long hours? And Tim sort of swallowed a bit, looked at me and wondered if I was in jest or for real. And he said, well, they are an answer to prayer. And that was Richard and Debbie. They showed up for a working weekend and somehow they loved it and they wanted to stay. Perhaps I think that is their most precious gift. They wanted to do it and they decided to stay. And they're the most important things. As Debbie mentioned in chapel, the energy project was enough to break any man or woman. And I don't know where Ruth is, and Tim, and Richard and Debbie, that living on this site during that project was dire. And it was very challenging for all of us. There were lots and lots of technical problems. There was no heating, there was no dust, the money was slipping away faster than we could count it, and it was worrying, and it stressed relationships. There's no doubt about that. But Richard and Debbie and Tim absolutely stuck with it in the cold, in the filth, with young volunteers who they had to amuse, and then after that it was COVID. And then there was 2 years locked away on their own with these groups of people. And anyone who can pull through that as that team have got tremendous commitment and grit. What happened after COVID? Well, Tim, Richard and Debbie built up the community again from COVID. And for those of you who are involved in communities around the country, you'll know that many retreat centres went to the wall during that time. So we owe them a tremendous debt of gratitude for wanting to do it and deciding to stay. And how do they, how have they done this wonderful ministry, which we all enjoy? Number one, they care for people. They welcome diverse people who feel accepted and loved. And they're very good at that. They're not perfect at that because, let's face it, folk 24/7, 365, breakfast, lunch and dinner, oh my goodness, who else could put up with it? It is a big strain, isn't it? But what a loving and welcoming environment it is. And the odder you are, the better you fit. Isn't that true? They care for the land. They've cared for this site. And with the Rocha, they've done work on the site. First of all, they started their permaculture work. Richard was very keen on that. And they've worked with the Rocha, and we've got ponds, and we've got hedges. And so, and of course, we've got Johnny, who couldn't be here. But they've worked with Johnny to develop the site. They've really cared for the buildings. I mean, the energy project, I mean, some of you might not go back prior to the energy project, where if you put the toaster on, the lights fused, you know, lunch was off, and it was just, and it was Tim's, I would say vision, but it might say bloody mindedness. And let's face it, those two are very close. That put that energy project in. So they've cared for the buildings, and they've done, I mean, Debbie's done loads of painting and decorating, and they've absolutely kept up with the maintenance. They've cared for the neighbours of Othona, so they've made good links with the parish and with the village. And when they were first here, they volunteered down the shop and made relationships in the village. They've been great at networking with other organisations, and as you know, Tim's a great networker, and they've built on that. And the Green Weekend is the absolute pinnacle of their networking ability and putting Othona on the map in Essex, which I think is really is the cherry on the icing of their cake. And from a trustee's point of view, and you won't like me saying this, of course, but they have made a small operating surplus year on year. And it's not all about money, but without money, you can't do much, and there's a lot that you can't. I mean, Othona does heck of a lot with not money, but it is amazing. But you do need some money, and that money's all been invested back into the site with all the bits and pieces. Every time I come here, there's something new, something developed. And what I would say is that people come here and they see all this good work, and I guess what you might not know is there have been spectacular amounts of money donated to Othona Bradwell while Richard and Debbie in this past 3 years. And I think that is because people see the good work that's happening here. And loads of people like yourself want to give time, give effort, work in the kitchen, help dig a pond, help put a hedge in. But people who've got money, and let's face it, lots of people haven't, but people who've got money have felt motivated to give to this cause because the values that they see here displayed, oh, this really chokes me up. The values that they see displayed here in this place accord with their heart, and they want to dig into their pockets, and they want to cover the yurts, and they want to put the septic tank in, and they want to do all the other things that Richard and Debbie have been leading here. So when people see good work being done, they want to join in. They want to give their time, their effort, and their money. So people give to the community, and that is a response to Richard and Debbie's steadfast, diligent, and inspired leadership. In our community, everybody's got their part, and I was saying to Richard, and I've said to Mark as well, that Othona is like feeding the 5,000, but it's feeding the 5,000 day after day. And how does that happen? Each one of us, with a loaf or a fish, in our penny, and somehow that old fish, that old bit of bread, in community, gets blessed and broken. Now we're not, that transformation isn't in our gift, but it happens. And that is the beauty of community, and of people who will, time and time and time again, give up their fish. So, it's been a privilege to know you, it really has, and a great blessing for me to be part of this community with you all. So, go wow. Debbie, I raise Psalm 121 with Psalm 23. May the Lord lead you to quiet waters, just for a season. And may you too be susceptible to his leading and his care. God bless you and thank you.
I've just been to the loo over in the solar. The mirror in the gents has been hanging off the wall for about 5 years. It ain't any longer.
That's our greatest achievement, Devon.
There's a few of you that possibly want to say something. I know for one, David would like to say something.
I'll just be brief. I can't let this opportunity go by without saying something. Although I'm not quite sure what it is, I just really want to thank you. I know that for a lot of us involved in Othona long term, as indeed I think everyone in this room is, I know we'll look back on these years with you at the helm and remember it as a real golden period in our community's history. And just personally, I have to thank you for the support and the acceptance you've shown to me and my family over the past few years in providing us a place to grow, and I'm sure I speak for everyone here on that note. I could just ramble, but I think you get that in. I love you very much. I think we all love you very much, and we wish you peace and joy on the road ahead, and we look forward to seeing you back here very soon.
What I am absolutely in awe of is the hours and hours and the midnight oil spent over the computer and the desk and all the admin and governance and stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we never see, just to keep this fabulous show on the road. So you really have worked over and above any kind of expectations or anyone else's abilities to, just absolutely cracking. So thank you. And on for keeping the show on the road. But just a little thank you to be getting on with.
To share.
There's
Stand up.
Oh, that's lovely. I wanted this to be a thank you to you, not a thank you to us. I can't think of the exact quote, but it's like standing on the shoulders of giants, and we have reached where we are and had so much good time because of all the support and all that's been before us. So thank you, Othona, thank you, community, for all of this. And we have been blessed. I know I mentioned the lows, but there have been so many highs. The highs more than outweigh the lows here, most definitely. And some lovely, lovely people, just really lovely people. So thank you. I can't thank you enough. So let's do
I suppose, George, Othona's been good to me as well, and so much to you. Yeah. And I just thank Othona. My biggest regret is that I didn't find this place earlier. It's been really good for me, and for you. And that's because, I mean, Othona is the people, isn't it? So just a heartfelt thanks to all of you and the rest of Othona for the best years of my life. Aww. Can we ring a bell?
We can ring a bell. Start with the guest.
Oh yes, yeah, we've got a warning bell.